example, which I wouldn't of course do, but if I were to come up and shout loudly in your ear every day, eventually you'd be saying to me, pardon, sorry? Because you would have started to have lost your hearing, right? Well, it's the same with your taste buds. If you shout at them every time you sit down to a meal, they gradually lose their sensitivity. And then you have to shout in terms of salts and strong peppers and garlics and so forth for them to hear, or in other words, for them to taste. But the wonderful thing is that the body is designed to heal and regenerate itself. And if we can get these powerful stimulating tastes out of the diet, gradually your hearing, or the taste bud's ability to taste, will return. And then you start being able to enjoy the incredible difference between what a romaine lettuce tastes like and what a butterleaf lettuce tastes like. And you actually get to taste a watermelon for the first time. So what we're talking about effectively here then is a need to have to go through a process of withdrawal.
And over periods of time, I've found that there are many, many ways to approach or deal with the challenge of trying to free yourself from addictive eating behavior. Habits get stronger if we reinforce them. We can count on that. And they'll get weaker if we don't reinforce them. The concept we're taught, which is to ever so slowly but gradually wean ourselves off of whatever it is that we wish to get free of. It's funny because this isn't the technique that is used in serious situations. If you were an alcoholic and alcohol was ruining your life, and your family finally intervened and said, we're going to lock you up somewhere, we're going to send you to a facility, they wouldn't say, you know, you have a problem. You're drinking 36 beers a day. We're going to cut that down to 35 this month, and 34 next month, and 33 next month. And 3 years from now, you'll be down to just a beer a day. And that'll be good because 1 beer a day is good for you. Why wouldn't 36 times as many be 36 times as good? You know? If you were a heroin addict, they don't wean you off of heroin. They say, cold turkey. In 3 days, it'll be done. Experience of running a health retreat for 10 years showed me that the easiest way to get people off of whatever it was, whether it was coffee, cigarettes, alcohol, recreational drugs, prescription drugs, a host of various foods, everything from meat to dairy to grains to the long list of foods that a true health aficionado would say, these are foods that I no longer wish to consume. The easiest way to do it was to simply stop eating completely. Stop eating for several days. Take a couple of days of bed rest. Have all the water you want and just rest and do what we actually call a fast. Now, fasting has been, and still is, very misunderstood by most people. To me, fasting equates to resting. And if I want to get a good night's sleep, generally I also don't eat. I don't eat a big meal right before I go to sleep. I don't wake up in the middle of the night and eat. But in the morning, I break the fast with activity. Fasting gives the body a chance to reestablish homeostasis. All of our senses and all of our metabolic processes vector towards normal during the fasting state. In other words, we become ourselves again. And anytime you're not yourself, including under the influence of some addictive behavior, and I know, we don't like to use the word addictive. We like to say, well, it's a habit. Well, habit's kind of a nice word for addiction. It gives us a chance to break that spell, as it were. By putting the digestive system at rest, we free up a tremendous amount of bodily energy to allow the body to do other things. The most desperate, the most conservative approach would be fast. End the habit. Put it behind you.